Ryan Steinekert with Rich High School senior Andee Cornia. Let's just talk some volleyball. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Andee May, newly crowned state champion in 1A girls volleyball. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
How do you feel about it right now? I mean, it's settled in for a couple days.
I can't stop smiling. It just made all the hard work worth it. It was great.
Let's talk a bit about the state tournament. No trouble with Valley. In fact, one of the most dominant sets I've ever seen, 25-2.
It was funny because, a lot of us had heard that they didn't think we could beat us, and we were like, excuse me? So then we just went out and whooped on them.
You don't think we can beat you? How about 25-2? And then St. Joe's, you guys slept a little bit in that first set, or what happened?
Well, Kathleen Toman, which is number 16, the really big tall girl, was a really good blocker, and she just, kept blocking us, and they all just went down. And we didn't know what to do with, covering. We were like, what do we do? And then once the hitters figured it out and we started covering really good, which helped us so much in the next two sets, because by then we'd figured out where everybody needed to be on coverage, and we covered way better.
The semifinals against Monticello, that first set was so close, 27-25. You guys came out with the win. The next two sets weren't nearly as close. Was that a big confidence booster, or what happened after that first tight set?
After that first tight set, I think whoever wins that has a real big advantage in the next ones, because that just mentally destroys you if you lose one that's that close. And so I think for Monticello, that was a big letdown for them, especially where they'd had such a good season. And for us, we were just like, okay, we can do this. We've got this.
Going into the state championship match, the Rebels hadn't been there since 2011, so nobody that was on this year's team had ever been there before. Tell me, what gave you bigger nerves, Saturday's time between the semifinal and the championship, or when you were thrown in your first varsity experience at Cokeville 4 years ago?
Probably when I got thrown in 4 years ago. That was like going from middle school volleyball to varsity volleyball, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just remember Ellen Peart looking at me and saying, Andee, you have to calm down or you're not going to be able to play. And so probably that one, but Saturday definitely was pretty scary.
What was it like? Tell me a little bit more.
It was the best feeling in the world. I've never played in a championship game at all in any sport. And so just to come out under the fog and all the lights and hear my name, I was just like, I did it. It was great.
Our guest is Andee May Cornia, senior champion at Rich High School. Were you guys pretty confident going up against the two-time defending champion Penguich? Not the Penguins, but the Bobcats.
Well, we had talked a lot about Monticello because we knew that they were going to be good, and everybody had kind of hyped them up to be really, really good. And you look at their record, and that's who we were worried about, obviously, going into to Saturday and going into the semifinals. And once we made it past them, it was just like this big relief where we knew we were going to get to play in the championship, and we knew that we could do it against Penguich. We'd seen them play, and we were more familiar with them. Monticello was more of an unknown because we hadn't seen them play. And so Penguich, we knew their style. We'd watched them play. We'd played them the year before, and even though some girls had come back. So it was scary, but we knew we could do it, and we just went in knowing that we could win with no doubts.
Tell me how you do this, Andee, because how tall are you?
5'2".
5'2". When you guys lined up after the win, you'd won the title, you're shaking hands and giving high fives under the net. I think the shortest player on the Penguich team probably had 8 inches on you.
Yeah, probably. They were pretty tall.
But you had somehow you get lots of blocks. You had the winning block, the block that won the match against Monticello, some big blocks against Penguich as well. How do you do it?
I guess I just jump high. Blocking's a lot. I can get my hands over the net, so then at that point it's just a lot about finding the ball, because most girls in high school sports hit at the tape. So if I can manage to get my hands over the net, which I usually can, then I can get up there on them if I can find the ball.
What do you think? Obviously, having won the title, that's going to be a big memory of 2006, the biggest of 2016. What else will you remember from this volleyball season?
I'll just remember how great of a team we were. We won that championship together because we worked so hard. I remember at the beginning of the season, Coach pulled us out in the hallway during practice, and she said, it's going to take all 9 of you to win this championship. And she said, if you start fighting amongst yourselves or getting angry over playing time, then you're not going to win. And so we just worked together as a team, and I just love these girls so much, and I know that everyone gave their all to get that championship.
Anything else you want to touch on, Andee?
I'm just so excited. It was amazing. The best feeling ever.
Thanks so much, Andee. Best of luck through the rest of your high school career. Basketball coming up before too long, and congratulations on the state championship. Way to go.
Thank you so much.